Everybody, Steve Schirmer here, the Golf Gambling Podcast, giving you your one and done picks for the Masters. And this is definitely not a week to get cute with your one and done pick. A lot of money on the line. It's setting up to be course conditions where a big boy is probably going to win this thing. And you definitely can't fall behind your one and done standings by picking a loser. So let's give you a couple options this week for your one and done picks. So starting right at the top, obviously, I think, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a big three in golf. You got Rob, you got Rory, and Scheffler. If you want to go with any one of those three, I think that's a very fine option for one and done. No one would blink an eye if you do. I think the one of those three that's probably going to get the least amount of ownership in your one and done contest is probably Rahm. Obviously Scheffler's the defending champion. You got Rory, who had a really good finish at match play. Seems like, everybody I think wants to will the Rory win at this place, kind of the fairy tale ending for the PGA Tour. And Rahm's would kind of get lost in the shuffle a little bit. Off the tee's been struggling a little bit. Withdrew from the Players Championship, didn't finish all that great at the Players Champion or at the match play. But he's still got everything you really want of a guy who can do really well here. The long iron play has been so good, really good around the green. Great putter, too. Great track record at Augusta. This is also his 7th Masters. So he's got a lot of experience under his belt. He's ready for that win. I'm personally not going to go with Rahm this week. I've already used Scheffler and Rory in both my contests. But Rahm is definitely a good option if you want to do that. Another sneaky guy you might want to, maybe consider using. How about Justin Thomas this week? I'm going to make the case for Justin Thomas this week. I made it on the betting show. No one is really talking about him this week. I don't think things have been quite as bad as what people maybe want to think it out to be. The iron play has still been really good. The around the greens game has been really good. Those are two areas you want to be trending very well coming into the Masters. Obviously, he's got a great track record here. A couple of concerns about him. He hasn't been hitting his long irons all that great this year, but historically, he's a great long iron player. He can be a little squirrely off the tee sometimes, but he's been driving the ball pretty well, especially in some driver-heavy places like the Phoenix Open and Bay Hill. He gained a lot of strokes off the tee that week, so I think maybe the driver might be kind of in control. He still has some length. Obviously the putter is definitely a concern. But there are plenty of examples of guys who've been struggling with their putter coming into the Masters and turn it around for a win, like Bubba Watson in 2012, Sergio Garcia, Hideki Matsuyama. All those guys won despite the fact they were sub 150 in strokes gained putting coming into the Masters. So you know what? If you want to get kind of sneaky with a premium player who has a proven track record at the Masters, I think Justin Thomas might be a good pick for you. But you know what? I'm going to go with a guy who I think is going to win the Masters. I don't love the fact he's paired with Tiger Woods in his first opening round there, but I got really a feeling that this is Xander Schauffele's time. The only bad thing about his resume that off the tee has been really poor for him his last 3 tournaments. Maybe it's because he had a little bit of an injury at the beginning of the year. Maybe some things with his equipment got a little squirrely. I know a couple guys failed the CT test at Riviera. Possibly could have been one of those guys. But what's really encouraging about him, and despite the fact he's been losing strokes off the tee for the last couple of tournaments or so, he had an interview before the WGC match play that he was going to use that tournament to fix his driver. And, I kind of wrote him off at that point. I'm like, all right, well, he's not going to win, but he played really well despite that. And actually, he drove the ball really well against Rory McIlroy in his final round. He was out driving Rory. He was hitting a lot of fairways. So I think the fact that maybe his driver is finally dialed in, based on that last showing at the WC match play, if that matches the rest of his game, which has been tremendous, the iron play has been really solid this year, especially from long ranges. Around the green, he's always really good. Obviously a good putter on bent grass too. Scores really well on the par 5s, has the length to keep up with a really long Augusta National. If that driver if he brings with that driver what he showed at WC match play to Augusta, he definitely could be wearing the green jacket on Sunday. So Xander Schauffele is going to be my one and done pick for the 2023 Masters. You can either go with that or go with somebody else. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the Golf Gambling Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We put out great content every single week. And on the podcast side, we put out 3 episodes a week. Please subscribe, give us a rating and review. We really appreciate it. So with that, good luck with your one and done contests at the Masters.